Brian Heder will be one of Grand Theft Auto 6's most iconic characters. And in his description, it is said that he's been in the drug smuggling business in the Keys since the Golden Age, which I would assume is the 70s into the 80s, meaning Brian Heder has been in the drug smuggling business for multiple decades, meaning he is experienced. Now we know Jason Duvall and Cal Hampton work for Brian at his quote unquote boat yard, which is his money laundering scheme to cover up his drug smuggling. Now in trailer 2, it is heavily interpreted that he is also a loaner or someone that loans people money, and he uses Jason as a loan shark. We see Brian come to Jason's house, or his house, Brian's house that Jason lives free in, and he asks him to do a loan shark mission. We see Jason beat up some dude at this store and take the money for Brian. We also know Brian loans businesses money and uses Jason as a loan shark. I could see the loan shark missions being almost kind of just side missions that you can do for side cash, like the endless amount of missions that just keep repeating over and over again, that you can just keep doing over and over again for more side cash. And I feel like Brian Heder will have a lot of side missions you can do, a lot of endless drug running and drug smuggling missions, and a lot of loan shark missions. I feel like Brian Heder is going to be really big on providing those side missions, and a lot of the earlier missions that help Jason or the player get used to the mechanics of the game and really getting into the game. We see Jason and Cal at his boatyard loading a plane with, I'm assuming to be drugs, and we see Jason leading the plane off into the distance. So I feel like Brian's missions is pretty much going to be tutorial missions in the beginning of the game, showing you how to drive a motorcycle, how to drive a plane, how to use certain weapons. And I feel like Brian's character is going to be really important at the beginning of the game, the beginning chapters of the game. But I feel like as the game moves on, he's not going to be as important as he was in the beginning. Now we know Jason lives in his house rent-free, working for him, and Brian could almost be a kind of father figure to Jason, teaching him plenty of stuff and providing for him. Brian could be seen as a father figure for Jason. Now we also know Brian is on his third wife named Lori, which we see in screenshots and certain clips. He's on his third wife. Maybe he just divorces the rest, or maybe even murders them. That could be a little Easter egg or conspiracy that's in the game. But he's on his third wife, and I feel like that alone says a lot about his character. One of his quotes is, "I hauled so much grass in that plane I could make the state of Leonida levitate," which pretty much confirms that he is very experienced when it comes to drug smuggling. He's definitely close to retirement. He looks very older, so he is definitely one of the most experienced characters that we see in the game. Now, he also says in his description for what he has Jason do to live rent-free is to stop by for his wife Lori once in a while, which makes me think his wife is going to play a much more important role than we may think. She might introduce a lot of missions. Now, I feel like Brian Heder's character is going to be very, very comedic, and I feel like he's going to be a father figure for Jason. And I don't see them killing him for shock value either. I feel like he's going to be a big character and online as well. He might help you set up your drug smuggling business in GTA 6 online or whatever that may look like. But I feel like Brian Heder's character will be very important to the criminal underground of Leonida. That's basically it for his character for now, so stay tuned.